Have you ever wondered what's the secret of these ultra successful people? Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Warren Buffett. Is it something secret that you're not doing? Is it meditation, cold shower, running? You might be thinking, if only you can start doing these things that these people are doing, then you can get to the same level of success, right? That's wrong. We're asking the wrong question. We're having the wrong perspective. I've actually looked into these people. I studied them carefully, and I found that there's really just one secret, and that is saying no to everything else other than your goal ruthlessly. That's why it's wrong to think, I need more things to do. No, you actually need to stop doing things that you're currently doing to the point where all that remains is the work that you need to get done. And I can see it clearly in my own life. Looking back at the most productive periods of my YouTube career, I would say it was 1.5 years ago. And I noticed that I used to do monk mode back then. And that is, I used to have a very strict routine, like a monk, like a soldier. I wake up early, meditate, do deep work, and then gym, deep work. Pretty much the entire day is filled with working on my YouTube. And the reason I was very productive is I had nothing else to occupy my mind. All I was thinking back then is about content. How do I make good content? How do I make it so that it's engaging? How do I make it so that it's valuable? And I cut off all other distractions. It was kind of difficult for me. I used to go out on Fridays and Saturdays. I liked drinking, but I quit all of them. Notice that these small activities, they look benign on the surface, but they actually slow you down in your productivity because there's something ultra productive about not having anything else to distract your mind. No people, no social media, nothing. I know, and I understand where people are coming from. I used to feel that too. I'm a young person. I want to have fun. I want to experience life. I only live once after all, right? I want to go out, meet people, party. Anything could happen. I might meet the love of my life. But that's wrong thinking. Because all these people, already, all these parties, they ain't going nowhere. They'll always be there. Or with social media too. Oh, what if I miss some important connection? What if I miss important piece of information? No, that's bullshit. There's no important information you're gonna miss in social media. And we all know that is bullshit. So what's required here is just a temporary period. I'm not saying you have to hyper focus on your goals forever. But what we need is a season of no. Season of no to everything else other than your goal. And it could literally mean just a season. For me, wintertime and summertime tends to be more of a maintenance mode where I get to just do the bare minimum to keep maintaining the results I have, the work I have, the channel I have. But fall and spring tends to be project seasons, and it might work out well for you too. And I've also noticed there are some life situations that could happen. Maybe you're in school, so that's your only project for now. Sometimes there are some work project. For example, I've grinded hard for my work promo in the last season, and now I'm taking it slow on a maintenance mode. And I think that's much healthier and productive way of working long term. Because you can't keep grinding all day, every day throughout the year. That's just impossible. It's better to work like a lion. Rest when you rest, but work when you work. Give your heart and soul to your work when you have to work. And all of this is impossible without understanding the word priority. Priority means something is important than the rest. That means two things cannot be equally important, right? That's literally what the definition of priority means. So, in order to prioritize, you have to deprioritize the rest of the things and prioritize what's important to you. How do you do this? Just say no to everything else. Because people can't say no to things, they can't get shit done. That's the problem. And to really pull this off, you need to realize your priority is an actual priority. You need to realize how much that goal matters to you. How much does it mean to you? What happens to your life if you don't prioritize this thing? Maybe it's a habit you're trying to quit, right? Just ask yourself, what's going to happen to me if I don't quit this bad habit? How is my life going to look like if I don't have this area handled? Because once you realize the importance of your goal, the reason you're pursuing your goal, everything else is easy. Self discipline, consistency, it just comes automatically because you have the solid foundation of why you're doing that thing. Steve Jobs knew his purpose. His purpose was to create beautiful, innovative, intuitive technology. And he saw a vision. That's how he worked relentlessly, hyper focusing on a goal every day, studying everything related to that goal. And Elon Musk is no different. You'll realize that as soon as they get up, some of these people just start working. Like within 60 seconds of waking up, they just go straight into work. So the reason we are not the same as these people is because we have just too many desires in life. We want to be fit, we want to be healthy, rich, find our life partner, find our passion. That's too much. That's going to produce massive amounts of anxiety. Instead, I think the better alternative is to accept your situation temporarily. For this season, you're okay with being not rich. You're okay with not having your life passion, but you're trying to build good habits. That's going to be the foundation of the rest of your life. I learned this from Naval Ravikant. He said, if you just desire one thing, just one thing, you'll get it. Because if that's everything you ever think about, if that's everything you ever do for that duration, you'll get it. Anything. That could be anything: life partner, money, success, passion. We all have the obligation to honor the highest possibilities of our life, don't we? If you really love yourself, if you really respect yourself, and you love your life, honor your life, you want the highest possibilities for yourself. That's what also makes it easier to say no to everything else. It's much easier to say no to all the distractions because internally you say to yourself, hey, bro, I love you, so I can't let you have it. I can't let you have this shitty food. I can't let you have this shitty experience. I'm trying to build the best future for us. And this is one of the underlooked area that I wanted to mention, the area of self-love and self-respect. When you're feeling shitty and you try to cope with bad habits, you say to yourself, hey, I love you, bro. I understand how hard it is. Let's take a walk. Let's take it slow. I know it's too much for you right now, so let's just take a break. I know you're on the brink of burning out, so let's get some actual rest for you. Not these social media, all these junk food. Let's get into nature. Let's meet the people you love. So that's all I want to say in this episode. And my question for you is, what's your one goal that you want to hyper focus on and say no to everything else?